Raef is a deep student of Israel, and so I wanted to just start by asking you, Raef, how should we make sense of the fact that there is such widespread support, not just on the Israeli right, but in the Israeli Jewish center, for this proposal? Was it always just there under the surface within Israeli Jewish discourse and the Zionist tradition? And if so, why is it coming to the fore now?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Peter. Um, I must say that recently I can't listen to Hebrew news and journalists. It really makes me sick after a few minutes with easy normalization of this discourse. Um, so I don't have much details, but it's clear that it's very widespread, and you would be surprised to hear it from anyone, just anyone. You can hear support for this project. It's a little bit stupid, actually. I don't know why so many Israeli politicians put themselves um, up front in public supporting a project that it's not clear that Trump himself uh, would carry on or would follow up. So it wasn't clear why they exposed themselves that easily, supporting ethnic cleansing that Trump, it's not clear if he's committed to or whether it could really come out. So that's beneath of my understanding why they um, did that. But I think as you put it, um, let me say a few caveats probably about thinking about these issues. Before I do and follow up on your question, was it there latent as a potentiality and now it's becoming an actuality? I'll I'll I will come back to that, which is a very um, succinct way to put it. Um, so let me make, I think, one or two caveats that would help us approach these issues. One is that I think one should avoid language of evil in these debates, or of moralizing, or of morality. It's not helpful. In such situation of um, deep political violence, to preach for morality or to judge people morally or to condemn their attitude according to moral standards is not helpful. In any way, it's not helpful. It's not helpful for understanding. It's not helpful for making a political action. It's just preaching some high moral ground, which is good to have a moral backbone, but in these circumstances, it simply doesn't work. Because the language of evil, thinking whether about Hamas in terms of evil or thinking about those who are supporting ethnic cleansing in terms of evil, is a bad analysis. Because evil is not doing bad things or awful morally things. Evil is doing things without any reason. Evil is evil doing without any rationale beyond doing that. You're simply doing it for the the sake of it. That's evil. And in that sense, thinking in terms of evil would mean that we put things outside history and outside the possibility of understanding it. If we want to understand something, we cannot posit it as mere evil. That's for every situation, for every war, and even for wars of ethnic cleansing. that end up in the killing and murder of tens of thousands, I would suggest that we think about them politically, structurally, historically. And so is the case with Gaza and with the idea of ethnic cleansing. We should think about it politically. What do I mean politically? Um, Israel is not, the Israeli public is not the first one in history that resort to ethnic cleansing, to genocidal war. We have witnessed that before in history, and one should ask oneself if we want to get out of such situation is what leads people under certain circumstances to get out of the worst of them, to act in such a violent, indiscriminate manner. And I think in the case of Israel, it is the stubborn resistance on the part of the Palestinians that they are not ready to evaporate, they are not ready to leave, and they continue to resist. And as long as there is no alternative solution on the left that would suggest equality for all people from the river to the sea, national, individual, either by partitioning the land or sharing the sovereignty, either sharing the sovereignty or sharing the land, then the Israeli public is left more and more with one option, and that is getting rid of the Palestinians. Now, this has been probably a fantasy in the mind of many Israelis for a long time. But there is a difference between fantasy and reality. And sometimes the fantasy needs, first of all, a trigger. Second, the feeling that you can do it and that you can get away with it. And the sincere sense that there is no other alternative. So it's a combination of fear combined with a feeling that, and combined with a feeling that there is no other solution. You need the combination of these three, and many people can find themselves in a genocidal mode or an ethnic cleansing mode. Because every Palestinian now, and I listened to this in the news a few days ago, two journalists discussing it, and one says, we have to go there to move all of them, and the other says to him, but probably they're not all of them are criminals. Some of them are innocent. And he said, probably now they are innocent, but you don't know when they become enemies. So the line distinguishing between criminal and potential criminal, enemy and potential enemy, fighter and potential fighter is erased, is completely um, eliminated. And then the whole population is enemy. And the whole population must be distracted, not only conquered, but distracted. So, so I think the combination of these three brought many people to think that probably we are in the time of miracles, that anything can happen, and let's seize the opportunity. So that I think that my basic analysis. I don't analyze it in terms of that Zionism have intentional plan from the beginning till the end to expel Palestinians. Uh, Zionism have a goal to have a Jewish majority, Jewish sovereignty over piece of land in Palestine, maximum land, minimum Arabs. But they can have that